Good morning. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone from everywhere. I'm comedian Mobuck, your host, and soon my host, comedian Joe Sr., will be joining us. In the meantime, between time, I just want to thank everyone and welcome everyone for joining us. I'm going to do a little sharing, and hopefully today I can read better and I won't be doing no cussing. Okay? Because I know that sometimes it goes with the paragraph and I just end up saying it. So now I'm going to make sure that I don't. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that I don't. Okay? Where's this one? Here's the one I want. Turn it over. Y'all. Okay. So, all right. I got this, y'all. Mobuck got this. And as we know, we do not own the rights to the music playing in the background. They put it there for us to listen to it. So basically, that's what we're doing. We're just listening. All right, y'all, let's go. They say somebody want to kiss you. My husband right there. I already got my morning kiss, so I don't know. Yeah, so, okay, y'all. Oh, goodness, not this. All right, y'all. You know, preparation matters, and I do my best in being prepared. But sometimes things start going out of proportion because you lie. I learned it from my TV show and my producer. And shout out to Twist on News producer Khadijah at www.aocinc.org in Lafayette, Louisiana. And shout out to the crew. Shout out to our film directors and our film director, Brother Jay. And shout out to Shaheed, for show, husband and wife couples, with Khadijah and Shaheed. Let me correct that. And it's Brother Jay and Angel B. Let me correct that. Okay, y'all. Let me bring in a little, make sure that my stuff went through. So, I'm going to put my website in the chat. So I begin to bore you. Just go to my website and I have to make sure I spell it right. Go to my website and browse and get your Father's Day gift out of the way now. There's things as less as $5. So show some love, show some support. It's all about the shows and stuff because this is my purpose for it. So I can circulate this stuff for the shows. And if you decide you want to be a host or a consultant, hey, holla. I got your back. And I have, okay. Well, I'll be done. I'm dropped early this morning. I have, excuse me, hold on a second. I think I did that right. Yeah. I have here where we're starting at today, which I'm going to refresh your memory. Oh, God. Oh, that's kind of a shot. But you know how things can be. Y'all hold a second, give me a break. Sometimes not just sometimes, lately I just feel as though I've been unorganized. But I seem to get it together, because that's what women do. They seem to get things together. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to make sure my people is right. There I go. Make sure I'm in the right spot. And I don't think I am. See what I'm saying? I have to go to another page, y'all. bear with me. I'm trying to see if some more people is going to come and listen to this good stuff. Okay, I see it right there, and I need to share it to the other places. And then we're going to be all right. Okay. You know, I say mo-ba-boo, mo-ba-boo. It's getting there. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Please share the broadcast at the sound of my beautiful voice on this morning. And as I said, we're going to work it out. But I'm going to refresh. We started on, I had a person, I'm going to say at that particular time, a total stranger. But today we have been talking, and things have been really, truly working out for her. That's why you have to minister whatever you can from your heart, and don't worry about the rest. Because when you know that people come to you, you don't worry about what somebody else has to say. Especially if that person feel like somehow, some way, your truthness, your honesty has brought them somewhere in greatness. You keep doing what you got to do. So, excuse me, drink me a little orange juice. Y'all know these medicines be tearing me up in the morning and late in the evening. But so I want y'all to know that she's doing better, which she considers herself as the big Caucasian lady. And the big fat Caucasian lady. I don't like that. But we got to understand about that. And I want y'all to know that regardless to however it looks, it's going to be all right. You have to work it out. So let's move on to why we came to looking in the mirror. Is where we were yesterday and the day before. And which spiritual plus beautiful equals desire. We spoke on that. Go to the 2 YouTube pages, which is going to be one about the big girl has given the skinny woman trouble too, once or twice, somewhere in line. And then there's the one with confidence matters yesterday. And then today we're here. We spoke on the 3 levels of beauty. We also spoke on the right spirit. And we spoke on yesterday of learning to like yourself. And the love factor, seeing it like it is, a natural beauty, the body beautiful, not a beautiful body, the body beautiful, how you represent. And then today, ooh, Lord, they say somebody wants to see you when your nose is itching like that. Ooh, my nose itching. And they say that that's people with money. Where is it? So today we are going to speak, we're going to be reading in Fast Living, Fast Acting. That's not right. Well, I don't know what's been happening to me. It's like I can't read. I can't see. Oh my goodness. But it's fast living because it's fast aging. So let's start. I'm MAW, your comedian. I'm your talk show host. I'm your radio personality. And I'm here to give you some potent information through laughter and encouragement. We, BUCKNJOE Senior, do our best in impacting one family at a time, one nation, under one God. Whoever your source is, let it be. May God help us all. And every second and fourth Wednesday, which we're doing it on Thursdays now, and I haven't been there yet, but every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, it is the BUCKNJOE Show and Friends with relationship situations on www.aocinc.org in Lafayette, Louisiana at the Rosa Parks Center. Okay, so another point is where we're starting. Sin is an enemy to beauty. I'm sure you've seen people who look hard and said to yourself, boy, that person has been around the block a few times. That's aging. Now we got to see what's up. That's what sinful living will get you. Hard features, bad skin, and premature wrinkles. Now remember, I'm reading this book with you too. because this was a code alert, which is what I consider an emergency. I need to move on it fast right now. We need to do something about it. And this is what happened in the beginning of the story. If you're just joining us, or if you just come in late and you slid up or something, hey, it is what it is. We're speaking about loving self. We're speaking about having confidence in self. We're speaking about not letting people shit on you. That was just the first curse word. I'm not going to do it again. Purity has gotten a bad rep. It's considered by many to be a boring lifestyle. But I see nothing boring about having a clean conscience and a healthy mind and body. Amen. Take a look around you at the ravages of sexual promiscuity, alcoholism, nicotine, addiction, and drug abuse. The result speaks for themselves. True. They leave marks on the soul as well as the outward appearance of a person. Pay attention. Somebody that's on drugs will kill their mother. Somebody that's on drugs don't care how they look. I mean, that's because they're so deep into it. I'm not saying somebody that's just doing drugs. Hear me out. A lot of people do a little something, maybe a little coke or something. I don't know. Oh, Lord, Joe, that's not why I'm scratching my nose. No, it's just itching. I guess somebody want to see me. Or they say that's people with money. What today is, we need to buy a lottery ticket. It's Friday. I need to get a lottery ticket. If it's just one, that's all I buy. So that's all I can afford. Anyway, so pay attention to how that person is just so weary and you don't trust them, and they can be your own family. You just don't trust them because their soul is weary and that's not who they are. And that's why they say yesterday, if you listen to yesterday, Confidence Matters, where I speak on saying that God already knows how you're going to look when you die. So take care of yourself. Don't go get on drugs and be weak and not be able to handle things. So you're just sitting on always, say like the old folks, always boudet and miserable and pitiful and can't figure out something. And then you want to bring everybody else into that. And nobody want to understand that because they over it, or they just don't understand it because they stronger. So we have to work on ourselves before we go and approaching people or letting people approach us. But you got to be real with it now. You can't just sit down and act like you're okay, because we've done that enough. Sit down and act like we was okay, and knowing that everybody just looking at us, look at this damn fool. I'm trying to tell her I've been through it. I'm trying to be there for him. But it's like you're perfect and you don't have no understanding. So get it how you live. Sit down in misery, but you got to go with that. Can't stay around yo with that. You can't be around yo with all that drama. Oh no. Okay, y'all. Let's move on. I love y'all. I'm comedian Mo Buck, and that's just who I love to be. So it says, this might sound a little whirly, but too bad. Because, you know, it's the truth. But men have this strange thing called a virgin complex. Hear me out. They want a woman who has been, in their eyes, unspoiled. Meaning that nobody done had her, or she ain't been out there bad. Basically, he wants her to be perfect. I don't know where she is. Keep looking. You're going to keep being by yourself and miserable. Because some single people are very miserable and say they're not. But they are very miserable. Who wants to be alone anyway? And I understand some of us have to do what we have to do as a people, as folk. Man and woman. We have to do for our sanity sometimes. Sometimes you can just love people, but you just got to stay away from them because they're toxic. They no good for you. And that could be even in a relationship with your parent, with your brother, your sister, with your cousin, with the neighbor. You know what I'm saying? You got to pray about that, and you got to stay away from those type of things. You don't battle that because you already just remember you have a husband or you have a significant other or a honey boo or a sweet Lulu. You know, and you have to deal with them already, and they themselves have to deal with you. And as it says, as we spoke yesterday, that what a man sends is who he is. So you have to watch. We have to watch what rolls off of our tongue. That's why I say I have to stop cussing, because Joe Senior was telling me that yesterday, just with his expression when I say a cuss word, he was just like, you know, things like that, and then he pauses and stuff. And I know that he does not like females to cuss because he's not a man to cuss. And I think I've heard him cuss a couple of times, but he's not a man to cuss and disrespect ladies, because he loves women, So I'm his queen. It doesn't matter. He's supposed to love women, not men. He's supposed to be in brotherhood with me. Okay, y'all, let's go. Let's start this one over so I can run through this paragraph. This might sound a little whirly, but men have this strange thing called a virgin complex. They want a woman who has been, in their eyes, unspoiled. They want to feel that no one else can have what belongs to them. And that's how it should be. But vice versa. That should be that trust. Trust matters. They want a woman who is a lady. They'll play with women who are willing playmates. Yeah. The one that they can just get the freak in them and whatever and stuff. The freak out of them. But they usually marry a completely different type of woman. You see, that's normally classified as the classy woman as the whore, the slut, the bitch. But the thought over there, you got to watch those words, though, because sometimes it's not the thought over there. It's that house over there where they want to be. So make sure you know that you done your part when they go over there and they end up staying there because that's where they need to stay and you leave them there. Anyway, Rick James. She's a very freaky girl. Rick James summoned it rather well in a song he wrote back in the 70s. See, back in the day, I can't play the music because they will cut us off. But back in the day, we played music as a DJ and now a music provider. I'm MAW, your music provider. I used to be DJ Rotten Maggot, and when I first started, I was DJ Lil Mama Production. So I know all the music. And today, the music that they play for the younger kids, I don't like. Now, we have to understand that our African culture is where we learn to shake. And they learn to do it in Jamaicans and stuff. They learn to do that, the Puerto Ricans, everybody, but our African culture. They learn to shake. The kids can dance very well. But today, the way the kids are doing here in America, where we are not traditional with little girls dressing where they are tempting our husbands. And when I say our husbands, I don't mean as in our husbands being disrespectful. Some of our husbands go for that crap. See, one thing I love about my husband, my honey boo, my Joe Senior, he'll be like, make that child go. We got to go. Let's go. Or he'll just get away. And I'll sense like, okay, something is wrong. That's called respect for yourself first. And then you're respecting that child that somebody's not teaching to respect themselves. Moving on. Rick James summoned it up rather well, a song he wrote back in the 70s. I believe the lyrics went something like this. She's a freaky kind of girl, the kind you don't or won't take home to your mother. My sons know they better not bring no trash around me because I'm going to call them out. And that's what I said. Because if you don't want to bring yourself to be classy, you're trashy. He went on to say what a good time he had with her. But when it came down to being serious, he was looking for someone else. He was hitting and quitting. So much for beauty that is not pure. On the other hand, reference to the beauty of holiness are numerous in the Bible. For instance, a virtuous woman is what we spoke of yesterday. And Proverbs 12 and 14 speaks of a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. You know, the crown is a beautiful thing. And hear me out. The woman that wears that crown and wears it with respect, class, and dignity is a beautiful thing. So you know that Mimi that's running around social media that says, fix your crown, girlfriend, and move forward is what it's saying. Go ahead on. Let it throw it behind you. Yeah, it might hurt, but wake up about it. Don't go home and beat your kids or do something wrong to your wife or your family members that you have to remember right now we are living in Isaiah, even though they are releasing some of the things going on in this country with the COVID-19 virus in 2020. On May the 15th, happy birthday, Erlen Michael, and happy birthday, Travar Davis. If you have a birthday or whatever, holla, say so. I'm just speaking of the people because Erlen is my daughter through my husband, and Travar is my grandson's father. So I remember those days. But here we go with we're on the. He went to say what a good time he had with her, but when it came down to being serious, he was looking for someone else. So much for beauty that is not pure. Okay, so we knew that he was using her. He wanted to just screw her. He wanted to show her off or whatever. Maybe she looked like rubies. But in the other hand, she is not the Proverbs 31 woman. Because the Proverb 31 woman believes in her source, which is God. So, on the other hand, hear me out, reference to the beauty of holiness are numerous in the Bible. For instance, Proverbs 12:4 says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. So if he's not your husband and you're being with him, you're bringing seed with him, you're laying with him, you're hiding with him, you're showing off with him like he belongs to you, but in a corner, you're not going to prosper with that person's husband or wife. Remember that. You can do what you want and they can make you think that you're shining. But Proverbs 12:4, this is the King James Version, says a virtuous woman is a crown, a beautiful thing to her husband, not another woman's husband. You see, I have a daughter for someone else's husband, which I love my daughter till the depth of hell if that's where I have to be, and always did and always will. And we women can we have a tendency as women or as a people, as folk, when you want to do something and you know it's wrong, to have an excuse of, oh, this person not doing their job, or he wanted me, or whatever he did. If I'm not mistaken, those people still married. And a lot of times going to be. And if he does come to you and you don't go get your own husband in a different setting, you will always have that thing back of your head. You know a little birdie? Yeah, he's ho-hoing. She's ho-hoing. Because that's what y'all did together. Remember? Moving on. The power of words are where we're going to speak into right now. We know that what rolls off the tongue is who you are. We know that what you hold inside is definitely not good, but how you express it does not have to be in a hurtful way. Okay, this is what we know, family. So it says that the power of words, thinking on things that are lovely, lovable, and of good report, can dramatically affect the impression you make. Okay, hear me out. It's true that what comes out of the mouth defiles a woman. It defiles a person. It is not. Right now, we are going to take that this is speaking of a woman, because we are speaking to women. Because remember, this started with a woman that woke me up and felt like the person that she just saw videos of, that I kept it real in my own life, and I tried to. But people prefer to share fights and check me out later and see my live show later. Well, let's go, women, because it says that it's true that what comes out of the mouth of a woman, us, a female, a lady. It is not a lovely thing to listen to a woman speaking bitterly or who is deeply engrossed in gossip. So true. I had to learn that, like, you sit down talking crap with these women and stuff, and they're talking about each other. That started making me feel a little bad, but I'll be like trying to defend it in a little way. And then, you know, sometimes you notice that I catch that quick. You are not going to trap me into your mess, because these are people that you was with all before. You wasn't talking about them before. You was possibly talking about me. But now that you realize that I stayed standoffish, and I'm just speaking about us women, a person in general, women, females in general. We as a woman has noticed that you were that person, these people were possibly talking about you. But then all of a sudden, when things not going right for them, all these women started realizing, like you have, y'all ain't worth the crap with that mess sitting down talking about each other. I have a best friend, and his name is Joe Sr. I go to bed with him and wake up with him. I do everything with him because we are one. So the power of the word, the grace of God, and the mercy that we live by, Lord, help us all. Save us from the fire of hell, which is ourselves and the places and things and people that we deal with. Hear me out. I am not suggesting that you become your man's teacher, because, as you know, he should be the spiritual head of the household, okay? But let's talk about that, okay? Today, our men know more to beat, strike, and kill us after they finish copulating, which is having sexual intercourse with us. That's one of yesterday's words. But it is true that we as women, as I spoke yesterday, we are speaking right now as women to try and heal ourselves. I feel as though this lady saw something in me that in a lifetime when Joe Sr. and I were having our serious issues, where we didn't understand how to handle things with him having cancer, and me feeling as though he didn't love me anymore, he didn't care anymore. So I felt like to take it upon myself and go live my own life however I wanted to live it. And that causes you to be out there in the streets, drinking, partying, you know, doing things that you have no business doing. So if you're not going to work it out, let it go. Just let it go. But I chose to reel it in. I know that I have a wonderful husband. You can have it the way you want. It can be the way it want. But it doesn't have to be. You can love who you want. You don't have to be out there. You don't have to be with them. They say that thing about love the one you're with because you can't be with the one, or whatever, that crazy crap they say and stuff like that. I think that's ridiculous, because I don't think you would have a peaceful life with that person. You would just be miserable with that person if you go on that old cliche to love something, be with the one you be with that. And I don't know. I remember. I forgot how that shit go. Oh, number 2. So anyway, moving on. It says that, but I encourage you to always have a positive word and to offer perspectives that are rooted in Christ. These are the things that will build your mate up, because man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. And that is Matthew 4:4. We should be prepared to speak in skillful and godly wisdom. How do we do this? Hear me out. By studying the word and knowing the mind and heart of your first love, God himself. Having a strong foundation of intimacy with him can only improve the state of your relationship with the physical manifestation. I can't never say those words right. Okay, let me get it. Manifestation. I said it right the first time. It's just that list don't let me do it right when I'm saying certain words. You have to excuse me. Of his love, which is your mate. I'm a comedian, and thank God I am, because I don't mind if y'all laugh. I gotta laugh at myself sometimes. Like, And then, okay, one friend told me that when she was having her quiet time with the Lord regularly and their relationship was wonderful, that her relationship with her husband was incredible. So, with her relationship with the Lord was dry. When her relationship with the Lord was dry. Catch this. Her relationship with her spouse was worse than dry. If you know that you can't serve yourself enough to get up and serve God, somebody's always praying for you. Fight. Like I tell people, fight for your marriage. Fight for your relationship. Don't go killing people that don't want you. Move on. Pray about it. Believe that that is just not where it's supposed to be. And if it is, it'll come back. If it's not, move on. There's always somebody there for you that God has placed beneath him that's going to take care of you. You just got to wait. Wait for your Boaz. Wait for your Ruth. Wait. I tell you to wait. 19 years later, I'm okay. We ain't perfect. We have our issues, but it's going to be all right. So, that's good food for thought, isn't it? Remember, a man falls in love with a woman based on how he feels when he is with her. So words can be very potent. A woman who is an oasis for her man is a lovely creature. In the Song of Songs, the king says, excuse me, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your continuance is lovely. Amen. And the Shulamite woman says of him, his mouth is most sweet. Yes, he is altogether lovely. Okay. So that also speaks of his kiss. And I can't possibly understand why my nose keeps just one side of it. Just pitch it. So his mouth is most sweet. Yes, he is altogether lovely. So he is something from God. It's like you see him as perfect for real, for real. You don't see them flaws in playing like we don't see it. Because girlfriend, we see it. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say. Because nowadays, you got a problem when you say something to somebody about they effed up relationship. Even if you have let them know, you remember when I was going through such and such with Joe Senior, blah, 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 whatever and stuff. Well, honey child, follow through. Well, it's not the same thing like you. And excuse the hell out of me. Well, stay your behind stuck and stupid. Because it's just going to be worse. Or it might have already become worse than what I tried to tell you. To look at me. Inside. Look at me, dog it. I wanted to say damn it. But I ain't going to curse. So I'm going to say dog it. Hold up. Moving on. A man. Let me tell you something about that man, baby. Let me tell you something about Josine. A man will race home to a woman he knows will have good news or words of encouragement. My husband always want to be home or come home. And that's a blessing. That makes me feel so good. I don't know what the hell he's telling you, but I know what he's showing me. And that matters. Woo! Words that disquiet his soul or disturb his continuance on a continual basis will drive him away. To workaholism or to find a reason for spending his time away from home, away from you. That's vice versa. Such as cheating, gambling, getting caught up in things that don't make no sense. Just staying away from home. Maybe going eat out a lot alone or with people and not per se cheating in a way of copulating, having sexual intercourse. Of copulating with that person, just innocent, like trying to see you, because you got to understand something. Our men if we don't do right, you can be feeling like, as I said before in another live, you can be feeling as though, oh, he don't love you no more. He doesn't want to look at you no more. He doesn't think of you no more. So he's sleeping with somebody else. He's being with somebody else. That doesn't necessarily mean that. It's just that he's still trying to find you without leaving you, and vice versa. I'm a female, so I mainly speak of a male. And vice versa, as I said. So what's happening there is he sees you before in that woman that he's inviting to dinner or blah, blah, blah. And look, don't start y'all crap associate. You heard my buck say, well, I did that. No. Fix it before any of this happens is what I'm trying to tell you. Moving on. A man will race home when he knows he will have good news or words of encouragement. Words that disquiet his soul or disturb his continuance on a continual basis will drive him away to workaholism or to find a reason for spending his time away from home, away from you, away from her. The sound of your voice and the things you say are more important than you know. Oh, Lord, I better start working on myself a little more right now. Managed in a positive way, this area of your life can be a big beauty bonus for you, darling. And you know, this is speaking as us in relationships, as couples, as a people. Okay? Pretty is as pretty does. I am beautiful. But there are some things that is not pretty about me, like my fly, the mouth, in a minute. You burn my soul. I come out as Pastor Piss on you. You know, y'all got to go to YouTube and YouTube my book. I'll find it on my page somewhere. I am Pastor Piss on you. You piss on my life. I'm guaranteed to piss right back on yours. That is one of my characters that I play. I also play as T. Bessie. So I'm beautiful regardless, but that doesn't mean that I have a pretty heart. But I do. Yes, I do. My heart is as beautiful as my smile. And that is why if I am sad and I feel a certain way, you're going to know it. Oh, yes, you will. You ain't going to play it in my face and think that it's just pop, pop. Okay, we back friends again. No, because I put my kids in their place, my grandkids, and I starts with my husband. So I'd be darned if I'm going to let you and anybody else just play in my face. No, we're going to get this straight. And if we can't get it straight, I'm going to head you straight out of my life. Follow through. So pretty is as pretty does. Hear me out. According to the Amplified Bible, Philippians 4:8 says, if there's any virtue and excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think on and weigh and take account of these things. And we need to know why. Because, you know, a lot of people, they don't want to fix stuff. They don't want to take accountability for things that they do. They want to be the victim all the time. They want to cry about this and cry about that. Let me tell you something, regardless of whatever type of relationship that you are in, when you do these things, whether it's your parents, whether it's your wife, your husband, your neighbor, I gotta say things that's close by. When you play the victim all the time and don't take credit for the things that you do, you make people begin to truly dislike you and hate that situation and possibly hate you. So you got to be careful how you don't take credit and accountability for the things that you do and who you are. Moving on. So take note of your best features and insinuate the positive. Work with what you've got. You know how they say, snap their fingers and say, I'm going to work with what I got. For now, work with what you got. Don't go beg, borrowing, and stealing, baby. Work with what you got. You got something. As I say, you have some type of asset that God has blessed you with. Everybody has a different level of retardation because it goes from up to down. So you know that some people are really retarded. And people don't want to use that word, but we're not speaking of a handicapped person. We're speaking of a person that is incapable of reading and writing and things like that. And people have to teach them and aid them and things like that. But they are able to walk and talk, and some of them, you know, things like that. I'm not talking about a handicapped person. So hear me out. Hear me well. Okay. It says, work with what you got, girlfriend, and play it to the hilt. But don't rest your beauty and honor on your physical appearance alone. Use, work with what you got. That's what they mean. Understand that parable very well. Now, if you use your body as a prostitute or whatever and stuff, a call girl, whatever you call it, well, you know what you're working with. I'm speaking right now on a level, out of the worldly level for us, because a lot of us live too worldly. A lot of us are too quick as women to fall for something, and that means that, you know, we standing for any damn thing. Oh, number 3, or is it 4? Moving on. Many a gorgeous man has been spotted with a so-so looking woman. Hear me out. Many of these men you look at like, oh my God, oh, he looks so good and blah, blah, blah and stuff. But enough of us have enough common sense to say, okay, but, you know, he with her. Let it go, admire and let it go. Go ahead on, because you got to turn and look on the side of you if you got one. Like, this is why I'm still with mine. There's a reason. I don't care if they start to looking old and think. My husband's 77 years old, about to be 78 years old, and he looks handsome and everything good. And if he didn't, his heart, to me, is what matters. Very much so. Hear me out. Many a gorgeous man has been spotted with a so-so looking woman. If you were to investigate why that man was so happy to have that woman hanging on his arm, you would get an earful about how wonderful she is. In his eyes, she's beautiful enough to rival the most famous sex symbol. See, I had a lady one time, I thank God my Joe Senior does love me with respect. You see, because they can love you enough to take care of you, enough to give you the fabulous rubies and jewelry and things like that. But they don't love you enough to respect you. My Joe Senior respects me enough to tell a woman, I don't care how much you think you're beautiful or the next woman is beautiful, don't you ever try to hook me up, because I have a beautiful, classy wife. Thank you, Joe Senior. He met it and he stands by it. Okay, so through the eyes of love, everything looks beautiful to him for her. I am his virtuous woman. As 1 Peter 4:8 states, hear me out. Love covers over a multitude of sins, including physical shortcomings. You can be handicapped. You can be then had a stroke. I've had 5 heart attacks, open heart surgery, triple bypass. I have blockage now I have to go through surgery with. I still have a lot of blockage. I have a lot of ailments that I go through. Sometimes I go through a lot of pain because of my unstable angina. It's a lot of stuff that I go through, a lot of ailments, a lot of itching and stuff because of this cut. You know, I have 100% blockage right now on the bottom of my legs. We're in a pandemic right now where I can't do nothing about it. So it's messing with my heart. You know, it makes my heart pump faster and stuff. But God, I will not lay down and die. I will not just sit down and not do something for myself. I take my meds and it may make me cough a little bit or whatever, but I'll be okay. I keep me something to drink always to keep me calm and bring me to my natural self. I love H2O. My skin turns like butter. Anyway, you know, people think it's the sun is that. No, you better stay out that sun. Yeah, you need a little bit of sun, but you don't want too much of that sun. First of all, as the wind is blowing, you don't know the rays of the sun. You don't know exactly if that what that sun is doing to your skin, because it's coming over you and you don't understand sometimes why you're so chafe. Yeah. Especially nowadays, you need to be putting some sun rays on, some sun V ray things on. Isn't it called SVU or SUV? So, okay, family. It says love covers over a multitude of sin, including physical shortcomings. Do you want to be the most beautiful woman in the man's world? I am. I am the most beautiful woman in Joe Senior's world. And that matters because I'm his wife. That's what he's supposed to feel about me. We are one. Storm from the inside out. Start from the inside out. I have my glasses soon. Y'all forgive me. Pretty is as pretty does. Mama used to say, and still my ear ring with a gentle warm as I paint my lips. Maca red, dot my cheekbones with my favorite cashmere blush, gently smudging my eyelids charcoal gray. Enjoying the feel of silk as my dress glides down coffee-colored hips, swinging around my ankles, causing me to walk to its rhythm. That's a black woman. Catching my reflection in the mirror. Shoot, I look good. Because they said coffee hips. Haha, catch that. But pretty is as pretty does. The thought sobers me. As I wait for the doorbell to ring, knowing I can't rely on my dress or putting my best face forward, I quiet my spirit and meditate on what is real. What won't pass away? What will endure? Past premature gray and wrinkles and all that a woman fears. A quiet and a gentle spirit. But can that truly be enough? I check my reflection and different eyes stare back at me. Ooh. More wise, no longer admiring my artistry. They challenge me to let them look deeper beneath the surface, where true beauty lies. The doorbell interrupts my thoughts. I start toward the door, hips swaying softly. Go girl. Perfumed, hands reaching for the latch. And I feel myself confronted by roses and a smile. Ooh. Sounds like Joe Sr. My, how beautiful you look. It sounds so good in my ears. Thank you. That's what he told her. I respond dermally behind dropped lashes, drinking in the smell of the roses. I find myself delighting more in their fragrance than in their color. There's a good bit of them running around here from Mother's Day. Pretty is as pretty does. The roses remind me as I take his hand and step into the night. I smile and breathe a prayer. Lord, cover me in your loveliness. That's one of the things that we as women were taught to do from this little small town in Loreauville, Louisiana. We were taught to say who we were going with, where we were going, not why. Because if you know you were going to a restaurant, you were going to a hotel, whatever, you knew the deal. Something had already started because, first of all, you wasn't going to your mama or your girlfriend and tell them you just met this man and you're about to screw him. So you was going to the hotel, you were a fool for going and not saying where you really were going, because if you was going to your parents or whoever and said that's where you were going, they would have really probably told you not to, but they would have understood that you're an adult and okay. Okay. So if you would learn to say, I'm here, such and such place, or your girlfriend is sitting on the other side, way over there. If something happens, she just a text away or a look away. And I'm not saying sitting down staring, but have somebody in the vicinity of where you are, because you're just meeting somebody, and people are so crazy nowadays. But why in the hell are y'all meeting people in dark areas and stuff? Come on. Jesus. Let somebody know, basically, is what I'm saying. Let somebody know where you're at, what's going on with you, okay? That's all you got to do, my sister, my daughter. Y'all all are my sisters and you all are my daughters. We all are family in Christ. So we're moving on. And we're going to speak about the book of Esther. There's a sad tale King Hazaros was having a banquet. He decided to call his wife Vashti, I hope that's her name, from her quarters so that his guests could gaze on her beauty. Hazaros was extremely proud of her. I hope that's his name too. But that's why I always tell you, for your own interpretation, you need to get your own interpretation from the Bible, the book, or whatever, and understand what I'm saying for yourself. Google it just like you Google for your man or your woman on the internet. The queen refused to come from disgracing the king. Upon obtaining counsel, he concluded that her behavior would encourage the other women of the kingdom to be disrespectful to their men. She was dethroned. So much for beauty, huh? Now there are several different schools of thought about why Queen Vashti didn't report for beauty duty. But the bottom line is still the same. 1 minute her beauty was proclaimed, the next she was defamed. Proclaimed and defamed. Don't mix. It didn't matter how breathtaking she was. Her actions were considered ugly and a threat to the balance of authority in every household in the kingdom, that kingdom, their house. What you do, what you say, what you think, these will always have more impact and a greater lasting impression than your reflection in the looking glass. Remember, the topic is looking in the mirror. Don't just look beautiful, but be beautiful. And I think being that she must have felt that she didn't look good enough to present herself, and maybe she got tired. Remember, we're reading the story together. Maybe she got tired of him showing her off just because she's beautiful and then mistreating her later. Let's see. It says that in women and the things that we go through as women, that we need to recognize that fast living can be a fast aging to our skin, our beauty. So I say to you, be who you are, be who you need to be, but be godly. Believe in what you believe in your faith. And if your faith is just as far as believing in this book and the scriptures that I have given you, because you can't read or write or whatever, I'm proud to say that you can believe that I have been through the same things that a lot of women have been through. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm every woman anymore, because I don't beat my children. And some of the things that these women got going on, where everything and everybody else comes before their own children that the Lord allowed them to have for a short period of time, or for a short period of time they are to have you. So why not try and make the best of it? And no, I'm not a mama to sit down and play games with my kids, but I do love them, and I'm not going to just let my flowers die. They may wither, because nowadays these kids listen to everything everybody else say. They don't really hear nothing you say until they fall flat on their doggone face. But parents are there for their children, and that's who we are, parents. So I just want to say to y'all, thank y'all so very much. And let's see what our next topic is going to be. I'm not too sure. I don't know if I wrote it out yet. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it's it's love talk. Okay, I see it. So tomorrow is love talk. Yeah, I have it folded right here. So tomorrow, I will most definitely see y'all tomorrow. But thank y'all so very much for joining. My time is up. Yesterday we did 2 hours and we were supposed to only do 1. I love y'all, and just know that I'm MAW and I'm here. So if you ever need me, shoot an inbox or a text 337-769-5407. I prefer a text. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Mwah. To everybody. And remember, sharing is caring, and try and support live. Have a blessed day. I wish he was Jesse's girl.